What is your name? My name is Carlos Flores. That is my complete name. How old are you? I am 30 years old. Where do you live? I live in León, Guanajuato, here in Mexico. Why are you studying graphic design? I'm studying graphic design because I was already in that degree, but like that was like when I was like 20 years old, and I was actually 1 year after I finished high school because I took 1 year to because I wasn't like very clear like what was going to study, so I took a year to decide which degree to take, and I chose graphic design, and that's what I'm retaking my degree in graphic design because right now I'm 30 years old, but still I want to continue with my studies. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I see myself my degree finished, and if everything goes right, I think I should be able to work in to work as a graphic designer. Like to exercise that degree, and I would like to have a master's degree by then. What would you do if you were the president of your country? Actually, I will help a lot in the and a lot of terms of rights for the workers. As employees, there is a lot of uh, injustice for employees and workers. I will. That's what actually what I like to improve in terms of law. How do you want to be remembered? Well, I just this I don't think I actually want to be remembered as anything outstanding. If I become like anyone else, normal professional in graphic design, and I have a decent salary, that will be I will be happy with that. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would it be? I've always been curious about the United States. I always wanted to travel to the United States. If I ever get the opportunity to travel to the United States, I would probably do it. It's a little bit expensive, but if I get a nice job, I would probably travel to the United States. What books have influenced you most? Um, well, I don't actually read a lot, but um, read a lot. But I actually, for example, like I think that in high school I used to like the philosophy classes, and I think those books influenced me a lot, and that's probably just it because actually I don't read very often. What would be your perfect day? My perfect day probably just a weekend where I could play video games all day long and eating junk food. That will be probably my perfect day. What makes you happiest? Laziness. I like to work, but I like to get paid. That's better than working. So I actually just uh, rest, being lazy, like catching a very good movie, eating junk food. That actually makes me happy. What is home for you? I think home is a place where you feel yourself comfortable, where you have all of your personal belongings, and that's what I would call home. What motivates you to succeed? I guess I compromise to myself because if I don't work hard to become a decent designer, I won't get a job. So it's more like a compromise to myself. Like it's not like a price to be successful. It's something that is needed because if you don't have it, you won't survive out there, and that's like it's like a basic need to be successful in design. If you don't work out there, you won't get any type of job, and there wouldn't be any difference if you have a degree or not. If you're not successful. What is your favorite movie? Well, everything about comic books, Batman, the Justice League, the Avengers. Um, that everything like that has my attention. And what makes you cry? Nothing in particular. Just like when a very good movie ends and they tell you that there aren't going to be any type of sequel. That's kind of sad. Um, what is the craziest thing you ever done? Probably getting like really drunk. That's actually I was young and I had money, so actually that would be the craziest thing I ever done. I haven't done anything illegal before, so that would be like the craziest thing I ever done before. How would you define love? I think it's just a relationship of like mutual affection. Well, it could be between two or more or one individual to himself, or it could be also like attraction, like a chemical reaction in the brain, psychologically affection to each other. It could be between people of the same sex or different sex. I think it's just a matter of affection. It could be between your family. It could be between you and a stranger. And yeah, that's what I find as love.